Speaking Task 1. You will be asked a question about a familiar topic. You will then have 15 seconds to prepare your response, and 45 seconds to speak.
A common belief is that the internet provides more harm than good to children. Do you agree or disagree? Defend your answer with valid points.
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
While I understand the concern that the internet can provide harm to children, I have to respectfully disagree. Like any technology, the internet comes with its set of risks, including exposure to inappropriate content, cyberbullying, or online predators. However, when monitored and used properly, the benefits of the internet for children are immense. It provides access to a wealth of information, aids in learning and education, allows them to connect with others globally, and nurtures their creative and innovative abilities. Therefore, I would support regulated and watched over use of the internet by children rather than forbidding it entirely.
Speaking Task 2. You will read a short paragraph and then listen to a conversation between two people. You will have 50 seconds to read the paragraph. After, you will get a question about what you read and heard. You will have 30 seconds to prepare your response and then 60 seconds to give it. You have 50 seconds to read. Start reading after the beep. Now listen to the conversation between two people.
Now listen to two students discussing the opinion expressed in the letter.
I totally agree with the letter.
How come? Don't you think the campus will look prettier at night?
Well, it might make the buildings look nice at night, but why should we waste so much money on something we really don't need, just for looks? There are more important things than that.
I can see your point.
I mean, how long has that library project been going on?
Yeah, the whole third floor has been closed for the last few months.
Exactly. And just last night I had my astronomy class with Professor Heinrich. He told us something that was totally disappointing. We've been tracking a comet all semester long, and he says that if the university's plan goes through, we won't be able to see the comet through the telescopes anymore.
That's so sad. You chose this school just because of the astronomy program, didn't you?
Yeah, it's such a good program. But if it's too bright around here at night, we'll have to go back to looking at pictures of comets in the textbook. You can tell Professor Heinrich is disappointed too. It's the hands-on experience that gets everyone all excited.
Explain why the man agrees with the professor's opinion.
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
The man agrees with the professor's opinion because he believes that spending money on the new outdoor lighting system is unnecessary and a waste of funds. He thinks the university should prioritize completing the long-delayed library renovation project instead. Additionally, he is concerned that the bright lights would interfere with the astronomy program, which he values highly. He explains that the new lights would make it impossible to use the telescopes to observe celestial objects like the comet they have been studying. Since the astronomy program is important to him and other students, he supports the professor's view that the university's academic mission should come first.
Speaking Task 3. You will read a short paragraph about an academic topic, then listen to a lecture about it. You will have 50 seconds to read the paragraph. After, you will get a question about what you read and heard. You will have 30 seconds to prepare your response and then 60 seconds to give it. You have 50 seconds to read. Start reading after the beep. Now listen to the lecture.
Today's topic is an interesting one. I would even go as far as to say that it is a very exciting one. What I find really exciting about it is the fact that companies can decide to go in completely new directions. We can end up with fascinating outcomes that prove that anything is possible. There are several types of business diversification that we can talk about. The one I would like to start with is the strategic diversification. It might be logical to some to deduce that this implies that the company has decided to use more than one strategy. But what it actually means is that the company has decided to partner up or acquire companies whose assets would be a great addition to its own. Imagine that you are a CEO and that you're not happy with the data you have on your customers, and that you're not happy with your capabilities when it comes to collecting said data. Instead of spending precious time in improving your capabilities, why not simply acquire a company that does this better? The most familiar type of business diversification is the market diversification. Here we are talking about penetrating into new markets. Think of a company that has decided to market and sell their products in a new country.
What are the types of business diversification that the professor talks about? Use points and examples from the lecture.
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
The professor says that there are several types of business diversification, but she only talks about two of them. First one is the strategic diversification and the other one is the market diversification. When it comes to strategic diversification, she says that this doesn't mean that the company will use more than one strategy, but that the company will try to acquire new companies or maybe to partner up with them in order to add the capabilities or the assets of these other companies to its own. And she also talks about the most familiar type of business diversification, which is market diversification. And basically, this means that the company is trying to penetrate into new markets, for example, sell their products in a new country.
You will listen to a lecture about an academic topic. After, you will get a question about what you heard. You will have 20 seconds to prepare your response and then 60 seconds to give it. Now listen to the lecture.
Today we'll be talking about an art movement in the 20th century. We will be talking about Art Deco. Its origins can be found in France, and then it spread throughout the Americas and Europe. The reason why this movement is called Art Deco is because of the decorative art styles that were used. Besides decorative artists, it also focused on interior design. This style was also used in architecture. The Empire State Building in New York is one such example. You would probably pass underneath it, never knowing it was an artistic expression. Art Deco is characterized by sleek and geometric forms, such as squares and chevrons. They created these forms by using chrome. The use of this material gave the art pieces a sense of sophistication and wealth. Another thing that the artists would use were the bright colors. They would use strong red and yellow colors, and they would contrast them with black or white. These colors were intended to be striking and to catch attention. The reason why these colors were used was also to symbolize the optimism that was felt at the time, and to show that people believed in the new technological advancements, that they would bring about a new age. Specific art movements are always a reflection of the sentiment that people had at the time, and this is also confirmed when we look at Art Deco.
What are the characteristics of Art Deco?
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
Art Deco was an art style from the 20th century that focused on decorative art styles, interior design, and architecture. It is known for its sleek and geometric forms like squares and chevrons, often made with chrome. The artists also used bright colors like red and yellow, contrasting them with black or white. These colors were meant to be eye-catching and symbolize optimism for the future. Art Deco pieces were intended to look sophisticated and wealthy. One famous example is the Empire State Building in New York. Overall, Art Deco was a reflection of the sentiment of the time and showed people's belief in new technological advancements.